This is a Q&A designed to have feedback for our final cut of our opening title sequence, Ultimatum.
Firstly, what genre do you think are opening title sequences and why?
I would think it's either action or thriller because the scenes within the opening title sequence are really fast paced and yeah, a lot of action.
Secondly, did you feel that the soundtrack and effects could be improved throughout? If so, how?
In terms of the flow during the film of it, do you think it kept at a good pace?
For me, I think it was the soundtrack that created a whole sense of rhythm that you could edit to. So I think the soundtrack was fantastically strong. That to me was one of the best parts.
Was there anything in the sequence that didn't so make sense? If so, could you please explain? So in parts of the storyline, maybe a piece of sound that jumped or anything like that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure like where the kid came from at the end. Like he was hugging a child.
Okay.
I hadn't seen the child before.
Okay.
Maybe sort of an image of the child in a photograph or something that the father picks up
Or
when he's
sort
in
of
the office or on the desk.
Or a flashback scene, yeah.
We did see the child in the phone, in fairness, so
Yeah.
we did get a sense it was a child, but I think the child on the phone looked younger than the child that he saved, so a little bit confusing.
How old would you say Jack, the main character, who is the father figure, looked?
In about his young 20s.
So old enough to be a father of a young child?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. And lastly, did you feel the constant action kept you thrilled, as a thriller should do?
Yes, I think it did. Because it's constant action throughout. It wasn't like it's a high amount of action in one stage and then a low key. It's kind of constant throughout the entire thing, so it keeps you engaged.
I wouldn't mind just adding a bit about the titles, because if it's, I mean, to me it looked like an opening title sequence, so I guess that was what the exercise was about.
Yes.
So, one thing that I thought was interesting is where the use of the titles. I wasn't sure about how they look next to the clock, sort of quite white and everything, but when the main performer walks out of the office and he zips his jacket up and the titles disappear and the titles start interacting with the action, I thought that was really, really strong, so it came across very clearly as an opening title sequence.
So you all felt it was an opening title sequence and not a trailer?
Yeah, I would say it was an opening title sequence.
Okay, thank you very much.